up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Impactful Living Podcast.
Where it's all about impacting the masses.
All right. And today we are going to be talking about myths versus reality in a marriage.
Y'all go get some reality check today, boy.
Today's the day because, society makes us feel like, marriage should look like this. This is what, they portray it in this certain light. And it's not that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I want to get married.
No, don't get me wrong, guys. We love each other. We have been together for a very long time. We kid, we have jokes, we enjoy each other, right? But we are so real about it, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I will never, I don't feel like I would ever leave my husband. But at the same time, what people portrayed marriage to be was not what it was.
It's not what it is. What do you mean not what it was?
Well,
it is.
Still, let's just jump into it because everybody's watching and they want to know, what are we even talking about? So the first myth, and I have everything written down because I just thought these were hilarious, was happily ever after. Right? Marriage is about consistent happiness, right? And romance. That is what the myth is. This is what marriage is. You're going to be on the high. You're going to be like in the movies and everybody's just getting along. And it's not that.
Talk the truth.
It's not that, okay? It has its ups, its downs, and its challenges.
And sideways.
Okay? Because, but seriously though, because it's not always that. Not all the time. I love my husband, but not all the time do I like him. Okay? And that's just the honest truth. Sometimes he pissed me off.
What?
And that's just keeping it real.
But you always love me.
I love you, but I don't always like you.
Okay.
You get it? There's a difference.
Hey, sometimes, it go both ways, It go both ways. Sometimes you could get under my skin. Sometimes, when they portray this, happily ever after, and we see this when we're kids, so,
yeah.
I want to be happily ever after, Cinderella, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Glass slippers, all that nonsense. Marriage can be wonderful. Marriage can be fun, but also marriage is challenging. So it will have its ups and downs. So if you're going into a marriage, think that, hey, this is happily ever after. Once we get married, it's just golden. We're not going to have any troubles. We're not going to have any problems. We're not going to face any issues. Just to let you know you want to.
Because it makes you stronger. It makes your marriage better, right? So when we first got married, it was just both of us, just living life, enjoying. And guess what happens? Then you throw in one kid. Okay, the crying at night, the sleepless nights. You're like, oh my God, I'm ready to pull out my hair. Don't he hear the baby crying? That kind of vibe. Then you go into baby number 2. Okay, you're stressed, you're tired. Then you're talking about cleaning around the house and, paying bills, working every day. All of this comes into that health issues.
Right. So there's going to be challenges. But the thing is this, you want challenges. It's crazy that I'm saying this, but you want challenges in your marriage. That's the only way you're going to build a muscle to grow in your marriage. Just like if you want to go to the gym and you want to build muscle, you want to get stronger, you have to challenge yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to lift heavier. And the same thing with a marriage. It's like if your marriage is not being challenged, your marriage is not growing. Not saying you're going to go out there to look for problems, but when the problem do arise, when situations do arise, differences will arise. Mm-hmm. You can handle them and make your marriage grow.
So myth number 2 is always agreeing.
Hell no.
Right? They say that a healthy marriage, couples are always agreeing. Everything's going to be picture perfect. Absolutely not.
So let me clear up this myth, right? It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy husband, happy life.
Y'all, you hear this foolishness? Let them know. First of all, it's happy wife, happy life, okay? Because trust me, you want to keep us happy. You want to keep us happy.
Listen.
It's both ways.
I'll say this, it's right? Both. In our marriage, I don't know about anybody else's.
Oh, I'm curious to hear this.
Right? In our marriage.
Let me sit back, y'all, because I want to hear this one.
In our marriage, of course, I want you happy, right?
Yes.
But I want myself to be happy too. So if I ain't happy, there's no way I can make somebody else happy.
Yes,
right?
You're right.
Or if I'm struggling, or in a sense, all my life is to make you happy, but I'm not happy, what kind of life I'm living?
You're right about that.
So if I'm living a life to please other people, to please everyone else, but I'm not pleasing myself, then what kind of like I don't see the purpose for that. Right?
So
Not saying that you're not it. We're here to serve, but you have to come from a place where you can serve.
mhm.
And if you're not happy, then you're not going to be able to give your full 100.
Yeah.
Right? So my happiness, if I'm not happy, and I tell you this all the time. I said, yo, if you ain't happy, tell me. Let me know.
Yeah,
Right?
communication.
Let me know. Let me know if I can fix it. But it's one thing. I don't want none of us to stay in a marriage that we're not happy and we feel like, yo, we have resentment and yo, we don't want to be with each other. I rather not be in the same house than have a wife that's
A
roommate.
nagging wife, they
No,
say.
a nagging wife right, a nagging wife, but also a roommate.
Yeah. Oh no. Ooh.
You get what I'm
There's
saying?
a lot of marriages with roommates right now.
So I don't want that.
Yeah, but always agreeing. Let's first off, like he said, it's not gonna happen, right? And disagreeing is normal. It's natural. We're two individual people from two different backgrounds of life, so we're sometimes gonna agree. To disagree, right? And we had to learn that a long time. You're gonna have your ways. I'm gonna have my ways, and it is what it is.
It is because you have to think about we come from in somewhat ways different backgrounds, but in somewhat ways similar culture, and it's because of your parents, right?
Yeah.
So for some people, the good thing is you kind of understand me based on how you were raised with island people.
Yeah.
But in some ways, if you're talking about two different scope of people, if somebody is from India and somebody's from China and they're getting together, that's two different cultures.
Yeah.
There's gonna be clash, and you have to understand, hey, she might be beautiful or he might be handsome, but y'all gonna have problems.
And it's okay to have
and
problems.
It's okay, but just know that not everything you're gonna agree on, and don't agree with somebody knowing that you don't agree with them, and then you're miserable inside because you're gonna turn to resentment. It's just voice your opinion. We teach our kids to voice their opinion. So you have to voice your opinion. Let you know that your opinion matter, because if you feel like you can't talk to your spouse and let them know that your opinion matter, then only thing you're doing is listening to them, and you're going to build up resentment in the sense that, yo, I can't talk to her. So now you're going to find somebody else to talk to, and you create more problems in your relationship.
Bigger problems, okay? Because when you get married, it's supposed to be just one. You're not trying to be looking for outside people to fulfill you and all of that. No, this is my partner. This is who I'm doing life with. And if I agree with him or not, we still gonna talk about it and move past it and just grow from there. So, like I said, we have disagreements when it comes to our kids. Maybe let me tell you how petty it be.
Big time.
It be petty, mainly on me. What we gonna eat tonight? I don't know what we're going to eat. God. Pick what you want to eat. It's just me.
Oh, my God.
Ladies, y'all understand? God. Sometimes I just don't know what I feel like eating.
I'm hungry. All right, babe. Okay, you're hungry. All right, what do you want to eat?
I don't know. Pick something.
All right, listen. The turn is coming up for me to get off the highway or go straight home. What do you want? I don't know. Well, we're going home and we're going to find something to eat. It's just simple as that. But it's like,
he's not a mind reader, okay? And I'm not a mind reader as well. So we're never going to agree with each other at all times. Put that out there.
Right.
So the next myth is one person completes you. Basically means that you make me whole, baby.
I don't make you whole?
You make me whole. Like, listen, I'm an individual. I got to go out there and do my own thing, right? I love you. Yes, both of us together make one. Okay, but you don't define me. You don't make me who I am today. Now, you're an asset to my life, but you do not define me. And a lot of people put their all into that person, and when they get up and they leave or something happens, they don't know how to function life without this person. I can function life without him, but do I want to function life without him is a different question. I don't want to function life without him, but I know I can stand on my own 2 feet if I needed to. So you don't allow somebody to, you don't feel like you're putting all your, not to say you're putting all your eggs in the basket, that's the wrong word, but.
All right now.
But you're not putting yourself, you're not dictating how I feel, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I love you, but you do not define me.
Okay.
That's what that means in my eyes.
Okay.
Y'all, let us know what you think and comment below. Especially if you're on YouTube, you could drop
So,
comments.
so, and I get it, right? Because you don't want to put, and some people do, right? Because they feel like they're in a marriage. So some people do. Some people, like for instance, a wife, and we're in a different stage, right? We're in this new age, so women feel more independent.
Independent.
Women do all this type of stuff, but coming from a biblical standpoint, um, and it's like the woman is there to help,
Mm-hmm.
right? They should be the helper for the man, the husband, right? But in a sense where some people subdue to the point where they lose themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you to lose yourself, because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, you want to be able to serve. Everybody's here to serve. I don't care who you are, you're here to serve someone, hopefully not something, right? And they're not being your master, but you're there to give them anything they need, right? But in a sense where it comes to marriage, I feel like both people are supposed to be able to give to each other, but not become to where, yo, it's all about them, and then you lose yourself to where now if that person gone, then you don't know how to function, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to do certain things. It's like, no, and I get that. Now, do you complete me, honey? Yes, you do.
Mm. Y'all, I want to hear this. I feel like he got more to say. I'm so waiting for this.
I ain't got nothing to say.
No, but
I ain't got nothing to say.
no, we're together. We make
nah,
one.
nothing for
But
say.
I get you.
But yeah, like, but do you complete me? Yeah, but do you define me? No, you don't.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
And you know, everybody have their own, like when we talk about marriage, you have to understand that when we got together, we had our own goals, we had our own view on life.
Mm-hmm.
But does things change? Yes. When you involve kids, when you involve other things, things do change. But do I tell her to give up on her vision, on her dreams, or ultimate goals? No, I don't. If anything, I try to help her to get to that goal. And it should be the same thing for her helping me, and it should be same for you helping your significant
Give me
other.
5 for that one, man. Oh, okay.
All right, so you know, it should be like that. It should never be where, no, let me stop what I want to do and serve that person, and just it all becomes about them. And some culture teaches that, but in the culture that we are in, that's not the case. So,
But I feel like we serve each other, right? Um, and they say that a man should, love his wife like God loves the church. And I feel like if you're doing all that you're supposed to be doing, right? And you're showing me and you're putting that for. I'm not talking about somebody that's just being lazy, ain't doing nothing, not providing for that household. I'm talking about the man that you are today, giving your all. And I see you doing that. I'm the type of woman that I'm going to serve you, but you also serve me too. And we serve each other. And I think that makes a nice balance because I don't feel like I'm being taken advantage of and you don't feel like you're being taken advantage of.
there's no resentment building
Correct.
up.
Because we both are doing things. So when we're doing stuff like when we're cooking, you're helping with the kids. And it's like, it's a nice balance to know that you have a partner in life. That's what I see as a partner in life.
Yeah.
Right? So the next myth. So number 4, the myth is fairy tale romance. Marriage should always feel like a fairy tale, right? And that's kind of like what we.
Far from the truth. Far from the truth. Nah. I love my wife. I love dating her. I love going out. I love going on lunch dates.
Yep.
You know, so
It requires effort.
it does, and you still have to, like, not because you guys get married is like everything stops. It's like for a lot of people, they're in their glee stage because they just meet each other, right? Remember when we
Oh, that's a whole story. You want to tell that story?
Go ahead.
So a couple weeks ago for our anniversary, we went out with a group of some married friends just as well. And we're all sitting around the fire pit just laughing, talking about life. And here comes this couple with these beautiful, nice white roses.
Was it white or red?
I thought it was white. I don't know what color it was. It was dark.
I think it was white.
It was white,
It was
right?
white.
And they were just doing like the most over there. And one of my friends who's been married just as well, there she's like, yo, that's some new relationship. And like, what y'all talking about? And then the other couple was like, yo, I'm talking about new. I mean like 30 minutes new. Look how they acting over there. And we all married people sitting down and just watching this fresh relationship go down. And we're like, man, if they only knew. Not saying that you're not going to get flowers from your spouse and all that. We still get that stuff. But just the way that they were acting and moving in the corner, we just knew y'all was just real fresh. Right? Like, I'm talking about like maybe 30 minutes on a date fresh. Yeah. And we're looking at that wow.
It looked like a first date or like a first month type of
just
relationship. You know, but and you can tell certain things, but it's not that you can't be in a relationship 3 years and still have that type of feeling. It's not that, right? It just looked like it. Now, could they have been together for 3 years? They might, and we're just wrong.
Maybe. But all the married couples sat there on that fire pit and say, yo, what's the word for the night? New.
Right? But, you know, things change, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do certain things. Don't forget what got y'all together, right? Yes. If flowers is what got y'all together, and then all of a sudden you just stop completely. Now, I never gave you flowers all the time.
No, but you know what you did all the time? You used to write, like we used to do cards, right? Remember the card, the notes?
The notes.
The notes
right?
in the car, in the bag.
We do text message.
Yeah, like we do.
We
new age now.
We new age. So we send text messages now. You know, we send text messages now. But would the note be even better? Yeah, I think the note give a little bit more personal touch.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing is, it's like you never stop. Or if anything, you advance on what you've done.
Correct.
Right? I've seen where, hey, they always get roses and it come to a point where roses again. Some people don't like roses because they just look at it sentimental as the roses die. Mm-hmm. Right? So they don't like roses. It's just different. But my thing is, it's like the romance part, it have to come with effort. Yeah. It have to come with you intentionally make an effort for romance in your marriage, meaning that you set aside time when the kids go to bed, right? Or you set aside time on the weekend to go out and date your spouse and look at them. They dress up, have their makeup on or whatnot, and y'all go out for a nice dinner. You look across the table and be like, man, I'm glad that I'm still here with you, having this conversation, being married. There's stuff like that, but you have to make an effort and you have to be intentional about it.
But another thing too is how you start your marriage, right? Dictates that. And I say this because I do see a lot of fresh relationships. They're just trying to impress this girl or this guy so much. They're going so above and beyond, knowing that's not where they know they can't do that. They cannot sustain that. But they're just doing the most in the beginning. And here comes 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later. You know, you guys may be married. You're not doing those same things. You see what I'm saying? Like, we know relationships where
but sometimes too they try to do that even then and they get burned out.
Yeah.
And it put them in a mental situation, right? It put them in a stressful situation because you're always trying to go above and beyond or please somebody.
It's not always about material gifts. I do want to state this fact.
I'll tell you that that's 100%.
It's not always
facts.
about that. You know, it's about how the person treats you. Sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Somebody probably talking crap about me on this live. Let me stop. Talking about, girls, shut up. I need him to buy me those gifts. It got me choking.
Hey, Christy said it's not all about, things. So I'm not getting, Louis Vuitton purse.
I'm not saying that's what you're not supposed to do. I'm just saying that when you start a relationship a certain way, just be ready to maintain that, because how you get them is how you need to keep them.
Yeah, I was never, and I've never been into the whole gift situation where I'm always giving gifts. I'm more about memories. So I would rather go on a trip.
Yeah, he
I
takes
would
me on
I
trips.
would
We
I would rather
travel.
go somewhere and somewhere nice or something like that. But for me to buy a purse or for me to buy certain things is like, yo, I've done that in the past, and then yo, couple of months from now, it's in the closet just sitting down, right?
Collecting dust.
Or sometimes it get worn one or two times and then that's it. So for me, it's more of yo, and we did this test couple weeks ago, right? Where we said, all right, what did you buy me
Oh yeah.
the first year for my birthday? You can't remember. But
Hmm.
where did we go, right? You can
We can't
remember.
remember every trip. Where do we
You
go?
can remember. So those are the things that you have to like. I'm not saying, hey, if your spouse or significant other wants something and they truly want it, really want it, you can't buy it for them. Yeah, you could buy it for them because it make them feel a certain way. But if every time you're worrying about, oh my God, what I'm gonna get them, should I get them a purse? Should I get them this? Should I get them that? How many damn purses you gonna buy? Like literally, like instead of buying a damn Louis Vuitton purse for 3 grand or $1,500, take a round trip to damn Jamaica for $1,500 a weekend and enjoy yourself at an all inclusive. It's as simple as that, right? That's how I look at it. That's how I
Hmm.
look at it. Now, I'm not trying to upset y'all ladies because y'all want that person y'all man is about to buy it for y'all. But think about it. You walking around with a purse versus, is that purse gonna be there if, I always think about what it would be like if I was supposed to be on my deathbed. I'm not gonna have no damn purse. I'm not gonna have a car. I'm not gonna have none of that. What I'm gonna be talking about with my kids and my wife and my loved ones is the time that I shared with them.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm more capable. That's why I'm more talk about doing stuff and create memories with my loved ones more than to buy something for them, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna talk about that.
It's real
Right?
though, because I remember when I was on my bed and I
Yeah.
wasn't well. A lot of the memories that kept me going and the laughs that we had in the hospital and so forth were the trips that we went on and the adventures and even planning for the future, the other trips that we're going to plan, which we ended up doing,
Yeah,
right? Like Dubai
you
and
never once said, "Oh, can you bring my purse that you
no.
bought me?" You never once say, "Hey, can you bring that dress?" You
Yeah.
never once say, "Hey, can you bring the car to the window so I could see it?" You never once said that shit.
Yeah.
None of those mattered,
Yeah.
right? You said, "Yo, sell everything."
Yep.
You said, "Sell the house, sell the car." I don't give two. You don't care about that.
Yeah.
What you care about is what's in front of you right now, which is your family,
Yep. And
right?
again, I
And
was speaking because a lot of people may not be able to relate to this because you're healthy, you're
right,
strong, and you are fine. So your mindset is going to be different
different.
than what I was going through in life at that particular time.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is because of life experience, right? And for some of you that are listening right now, you may be young. I'm still young, by the way,
Okay.
right? I'm still young, right? But you
Not in
may
your
be
kids' eyes.
you may never have experienced any health issues between you and your significant other. So you might not even think about that, right? But at the same time, if you always seen an environment where you always getting stuff and you never went on trips, or it might be different, right? But I say experience cultures,
Hmm.
experience different cultures, go and experience the
Yeah.
world. Some people live in cities for their whole life and never even go to the next city beside them,
Yep.
right? Some of you live in America and you live in Florida and you never been to damn Georgia. Like it's crazy, right? You only leave your state if you have a funeral to go to or a wedding to go to and you come back. But what about just going because you want to experience something different? Like you have to, that's how I think about it. That's how we think about it. So
Hmm.
when it comes to material things, I care less. Like I care less. I would rather go somewhere, right, than to take on material stuff.
Yeah. So the next myth I would say is marriage fixes everything. Marriage is going to solve all your problems, right? That's what they tell you on TV. Just get married. Don't worry, everything will be solved. No, it won't. And I do need to say that because if you are in a relationship and you're thinking, okay, if I get married, maybe he'll change. Or maybe she'll change.
That's
No,
a lie.
it only makes your problems worse. And and if you say, well, if I have this baby, it's gonna keep him if we get married, and no, baby don't keep no man, okay? But with that being said, I just wanted to say marriage does not fix everything. If you have problems before marriage, you're gonna have worse problems after you get married. Fix your issues first before you step into that commitment. You are making a commitment to spend the rest of your life with this particular person with all the flaws. So if you see flaws and you know you can't get past this, or why even put yourself in this situation? Why?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, marriage. That that's that's just wrong. That's the stupidest thing I could ever hear someone say they're getting married because hey, you know what? Marriage will fix our
No, but it's
relationship.
not to say that they say that. Most of the time, they just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I know we got issues,
That's
but we still want to
like
get married
it.
because society tells you, oh my gosh, we have to hurry up and get married and have this white picket fence and a dog and all of
Or
that."
yo, I've seen it to where people get married
Family,
because of family. Hey, my grandmother is getting old, my mom is getting
and we
old,
just need to get
and
married.
but that's I'm gonna say this, that is wrong. I don't care what anybody, you could come to me all type of ways, but that is wrong. For one, you're putting that other person in a situation where you're making it seems like you're like making them feel bad, right? And forcing the issue. But now you get married because of someone instead of getting married because both of you want to,
Yeah.
right? So it's like when you get married, it's a commitment that you get married for. It's not gonna, nothing changes overnight, but nothing is gonna improve unless it's work being done. So with that, it's like, yo, if I'm getting married and we have problems right now, those problems are not gonna get solved
Nope.
unless we solve them,
Yep. So
regardless.
solve them before you
So
tie the knot.
so solve them. If you can't stand somebody for several reasons, not one, right? Because I had some stuff I couldn't stand about her, right?
And vice versa. But
but
what we
but
did is we went to premarital counseling just as well.
right,
And there were petty things too. It wasn't even it's just because you're not accustomed to living in the same space with somebody. You're not accustomed to certain things. So it's
yeah,
gonna have some differences. Like
yeah, like
you
somebody's coming in your personal space. Like think
correct.
about it. Yo, you have to understand
You
that
do life
you
doing
have
you.
to give up certain things regardless. You live with your mommy and your daddy for your whole life, then you move out, you go to college and you live by yourself, had all type of fun, right? But now you're about to live with someone
Yeah.
to say, yo, you're gonna do the same thing as mommy and daddy, right? So at that point, you have to give up, stop being selfish, and now you're living not for one, not for me, because everything is about me. And if everything is about me, it ain't gonna last long,
Yep.
right? It will last, but it ain't gonna last long. And somebody ain't gonna be happy in that relationship. And something is gonna happen where somebody's gonna get hurt eventually. So instead of that, make it to where there's both people working on solutions to each person problem. Then try to say, all right, we're gonna get married just so a problem might get fixed.
Okay.
When it's not, it won't. It will still be there.
I hope you guys are enjoying this married life talk that we come on and we do every Wednesday with you guys. Cause it's I like helping and encouraging others that are about to get married or newly married. So because you need to hear from other people. Don't take advice from everybody. Okay. First and foremost, you pick and choose who you take advice from. And that person or that couple, right, should how should I say it? That couple should be, an example, been together for a long time. I'm not taking advice from somebody that's been divorced multiple
Yeah,
times.
they should
You
be an
know?
example of what
Correct.
you want in your marriage. And we are not perfect,
No, by no
right?
means.
But pick and choose what you want to take from anyone. And I'm not telling you to take anything from us, but pick and choose what you want to take inside your marriage. How you have to think about it like this: how you want your marriage to look,
Ask
right?
yourself that.
Ask yourself that. And when you ask yourself that, you will say, all right, I want this in a marriage. So when you meet that other person, right, you have that same conversation. Not what I want in a marriage. Don't start off with, hey, this is what I want in a marriage. That looks selfish. ask that person, hey, what does a marriage look like to you? So that way, when you hear what they're saying, does it tie up, or does it flow with what you want? And if it flows with what you want, you could say, hey, that's crazy. That's some similarities, but we have some differences. And then you could go from there. You could say, hey, you know what? How can I help this person? If that's the person that you want to spend or you want to kick it with, and you say this might work, how can I help develop that person? How can I make them better? How can I help them achieve their goals, their dreams? And then the same might happen, right, for you, and just work together to build on it. But if you're going in as far as me, it ain't
No.
gonna work.
And not even sometimes if you're newly married too, just as well, you might have some issues. But this is where coming, and I know a lot of people probably don't know about this, but this is something that George and I did, was create a marriage statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
A vision statement for our marriage. Because when things get tough, and there will be tough times, things get tough, you can go back and read that, and it's like, okay, you need to get recentered, you need to focus, you need to have a vision, you need to know, okay, this is what we stand for, this is what our foundation is going to be built upon. Because like I said, tough times will come, and you just got to know how to navigate through that.
Just know that those tough times are times for you to build muscle. Build muscle. Just remember that, if anything, is to build muscle. So when you be like, yo, all right, we're going through some stuff, instead of being not like off to one side and not trying to resolve anything and be like, yo, forget this, I don't want to deal with this no more, I'm done. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna do the same thing in your next marriage and the next one. If you don't try to solve issues and you keep on running away from them, you're gonna do the same thing when you go back into a next marriage. So why not try? You got married to this person for a reason. Now hopefully it's the right reason. And
Yep.
if you feel like it's the right reason, then yes, you need to figure out how you could solve the situation, because that's how you're gonna build your marriage. That's how your marriage is gonna get stronger. That's why I said building muscle, because yo, if I go to the gym and I want to build muscle, I have to lift heavier, which I
Water
did.
your own grass. Okay, I'm a true believer that water your own grass. Don't be looking about what your friend's marriage looks like
Mm-hmm.
and the person down the street and your neighbor. Water your own grass. If you know that there's something lacking, go water it. If you
Mm-hmm.
need to go tell your spouse, you know what, this weekend I need you to get dressed up because we're going out on a date, or
Mm-hmm.
you need to go plan a vacation. Go do something. Water your own grass.
Yep.
And that is the episode of Impactful Living Podcast. And so today we talked about myths versus reality in marriage. All right, guys, we will see you guys on the next episode.
All right, guys. See y'all in the next one.
All right. Whoops. See y'all.